Hi guys, Harry here, and I'm back with another video on an Unmade Doctor Who episode. But before that, I've got some news. One of my videos got copyright claimed by UEFA because it contained a 10-second clip of the England women's team winning the Euros 2022 final. So that video is now blocked to everyone except me, but I'm working on trying to get it back out. I need to edit that bit out, and also I'm gonna try and edit in a picture of them winning rather than a clip of BBC saying they've won, of the ending of that. So I'm hoping to get that back out to you guys this week. It won't be like re-uploaded, it will just be shown again. So if you're wondering where that video has gone, it will be I'm hoping to get it re-uploaded this week. But this video is about an Unmade Doctor Who episode called Doctor Who and the Green Knight, or the 1920s. But before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below. Let's get into the video. So, this episode was supposed to be written by Stephen Fry, and this is something fans have wanted for, well, I think since the show has returned in 2005, they've wanted an episode by Stephen Fry. Of course, he appeared in Spyfall Part 1 as the head of MI6, something like that. And of course, he was unfortunately killed off by the Master in that episode.
We please focus. Daniel Barton isn't just a powerful businessman. He was also one of our agents when he first went to work in the US. Then he withdrew cooperation. It's possible he became a double agent, or even a triple.
Who for?
So he's appeared in Doctor Who, but unfortunately we haven't had an episode written by him. And again, fans have wanted this for a long time. I've wanted this. It was just been so cool to see his perspective on Doctor Who. And we almost got that back early in Doctor Who's revival in 2006. The episode that was later replaced by Fear Her. And in my opinion, Fear Her is the worst Doctor Who episode ever. It is the worst episode ever. I know I said that twice, but just to reiterate my feelings on that episode, it is terrible. The alien is insufferable, the child is insufferable, the mother is insufferable, and there's also other scenes where Rose, the councilman, the people in that village, where they are insufferable. But you're supposed to care about the alien, you're supposed to care about the child, and they are insufferable. Just, you can care about them. The only bright point in that episode is David Tennant, and he could make just talking to a blank wall exciting with his charisma that he has. But he is gone for some of the episode because, I don't know, he built a device that could fix the whole episode in half an hour, and of course Doctor Who is a 45-minute show. But you take out the one character that made the episode good. Why? But enough of Fear Her being the worst episode ever, and enough of me rambling about that. This episode was supposed to be set in the 1920s, but then it was also like the content came from the 14th century because it's revolving around King Arthur and his knights. And I'm just going to say, the actual premise of this episode is amazing. So of course, as I said, the revived Doctor Who series wanted to feature a script by Stephen Fry. Of course, this was in 2006 when David Tennant and Billie Piper playing the 10th Doctor, and Rose were obviously the Doctor and the companion. again, another Doctor and Rose story, just like my last video, which I will link up in the cards. But instead of the 9th Doctor and Rose, it's the 10th Doctor and Rose this time. So, and again, as I said, it was supposed to be the 11th episode of Series 2, later being replaced, unfortunately, by Fairhair. And it was to be set in the 1920s, it is rumoured, but again, it's a bit like the main source material is from the 14th century, so it's a bit like, well, was it supposed to be set in the 1920s or the 14th century? And according to a video diary by David Tennant, of course, the writer Stephen Fry was in the first cast read through for Series 2, so it indicated that his script was, of course, still probably going to be there for Series 2. So it was kind of, this is probably why Fairhair isn't that good. It was a late minute addition, Fairhair, as of course, probably by the first cast read through, it was at least in the first draft, Stephen Fry's script. So, I mean, it was up until the last moment, really. So maybe I'm being a bit too hard on Fairhair, but in my opinion, it is the worst episode ever. Anyway, with an interview with Scotland Today, Stephen Fry claimed that a well-known British legend would ultimately have alien origins, including a scene where the TARDIS landed on a strange planet. And the well-known British legend of the story was the story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, exactly like Doctor Who and the Green Knight, where one of the names come from. Is up for debate whether it was going to be named Doctor Who and the Green Knight or the 1920s. But I kind of like the spin of instead of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, it's Doctor Who and the Green Knight. And it's actually a very interesting legend. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight is a late 14th century chivalric romantic in Middle English. So chivalry romantic is a literary genre of high culture, like a heroic romance or a chivalric romance, with the type of prowess and versatile narration that was popular in the noble courts of high medieval and early modern Europe. So basically a romance movie that has a lot of heroic bravery, a lot of knight action in it, a lot of chivalry, obviously knights laying down their life for a single cause that can be seen as obviously very high up, like a knight laying down their life for their king. So the story describes how Sir Gawain, a knight of King Arthur's Round Table, accepts a challenge from a mysterious Green Knight, who dares any knight strike him with his axe. He will return a blow in a year and a day. And King Arthur is prepared to accept the challenge when it appears that no other knight will dare. However, Sir Gawain, one of Arthur's youngest knights, and also his nephew, asks for the honour instead, obviously showing chivalry and bravery. Of course, he accepts the Green Knight's challenge and beheads him, at which the Green Knight stands up, picks up his head, and reminds Gawain that he will return at the appointed time. So Gawain goes on a big adventure to demonstrate chivalry and his loyalty. And in this story, his honour is called to question, involving a lord and lady of the house of this castle in which he is a guest. And he obviously, brings stuff to the lord, and when he's with the lady, she's try like seduce him, but he's not having it, only allowing her kisses. And I think this is trying to build a relationship between the lord and lady as they're going through a rough time, I think. So he's helping the lord and the lady at the same time. And in this quest, he is helping them with hunting stuff, and also building the lord and lady's relationship back together. However, towards the end of his journey of helping them out, the lady pleads with Gawain to at least take this sash of a girdle of green and gold silk, as it will protect him and kind of make him invulnerable, as it is charmed, and he will receive no physical harm. And of course, she tried to give him a lot of more valuable stuff, like a gold ring earlier, but he wasn't having any of it, only receiving this sash, which doesn't have much monetary value, but will keep him safe from physical harm. And of course, as he has this meeting set up with the Green Knight, of course, for him to be beheaded, he is tempted and takes it, as he thinks, well, the next day might be the day that he dies. So he travels to the Green Chapel, which the Green Knight said to meet him, and of course the Green Knight will behead him like Gawain did to him, and he bares his neck to receive the blow, and he flinches first, and the Green Knight belittles him for it. And ashamed of himself, he shows the chivalry and bravery again to not flinch when the second swing of the axe comes, and he doesn't even flinch, but the Green Knight holds the blow and doesn't strike him. Angrily, though, Gawain tells him to deliver the blow, and so the knight does, only causing a slight wound on his neck and ending the game. And the Green Knight reveals himself to be the lord of the castle that he stayed at. And the Lord explains that the entire adventure that Gawain went on was a trick of the unnamed elderly lady that Gawain saw at the castle first, who is the sorceress Morgan Le Fay. It's King Arthur's stepsister, who intended to test Arthur's knights and frighten Guinevere to death. And of course, he gets a little cut on his neck. Gawain suffers because the third stroke was an attempt to conceal the gift of the sash that made him invulnerable, and he is ashamed that he behaved deceitfully. But the Green Knight laughs and just says, You're the most blameless knight in all the land, saying that it wasn't his fault that he did that, and the Green Knight never intended to actually kill him. And the two part on cordial terms, of course, bringing around again the concept of bravery and chivalry. And the story ends with Gawain returning to Camelot wearing the sash as a token of failure, to keep his promise to always be chivalry, to always be brave, to always defend his king. And the Knights of the Round Table absolve him of blame and decide that henceforth each will wear a green sash in recognition of his adventure and a reminder to always be honest and always have chivalry and always be brave. And I think this could have been great, that the Doctor could have helped Gawain on his journey through the adventures, whereas instead of just helping the Lord and the Lady, he helps the Doctor and the Doctor helps him in return. And I think this could have been a great story, as this sounds like quite a great story. Of course, King Arthur having to step up to be the king and protect his whole village, but the youngest soldier wanting to prove himself, and he goes to prove himself, but it turns out that the person they're fighting is invincible. However, the invincible force that he fought was actually just wanting to teach him a lesson. And I think this could have been a great story, with Rose and the Doctor at first being a bit apprehensive, but then helping him, and the story going on how it was. And also, they could have been a bit apprehensive at the start because King Arthur is kind of a legend. They don't know whether he existed or not. A bit like Robin Hood, but we saw Robin Hood back in Robot of Sherwood. So I think this could have been a great story, and I really would have liked to see this. But due to budgetary constraints, the episode was moved to Series 3 and unfortunately replaced by Fairhair. And the story was subsequently abandoned by Stephen Fry, as he did not have the spare time to rewrite the necessary replacement with Martha as, of course, Rose exited at the end of series 2, so in series 3 it would have had to be Martha, and due to his commitments to the series kingdom, he couldn't fulfill this. And Fry quote said, "They asked me to do a series and I tried, but I just ran out of time, and so I wrote a pathetic letter of 'I'm sorry, I can't do this' to Russell T Davies." And of course this is a shame, because if he had had more time, this might have been a great episode. And what's even more of a shame is we got Fair Hair, and Russell T Davies had a spare storyline for the episode 11 slot, and it involved a villain who had discovered how to drain things of their beauty and had reduced the Earth, or this planet, to a sterile grey landscape. And they don't know whether this was just a proto-Fair Hair or a different story entirely, but I think this would have been great. It's a bit like Gord the God Butcher's Shadow Realm, and those were kind of the greatest fights of the whole movie, and I would have really liked to see this in a Doctor Who episode, like all the fun and beauty drained out of this whole planet, and the Doctor having to figure out how to reinvigorate this planet and stop this alien force. However, Matthew Graham fully fleshed out Fair Hair, and that became the story of episode 11. But I would have loved to have Doctor Who and the Green Knight, or the 1920s, whatever the name of this episode was going to be, as it just sounds amazing. And the story, like the lore behind it, sounds amazing just anyway. I will probably watch that even if it had no Doctor Who. But let me know down in the comments below if you would have preferred Doctor Who and the Green Knight, or whether you're happy with Fairham. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and also share it out. And I will see you in the next one.